Hello children, freedom struggle we are learning. In the last class, 1857 revolt, about that one we learned. What are the causes, what are the consequences of that one that we learned. After 1857, there was a change in the society. Nationalism started and many other revolt towards the freedom fight started. That one we are learning now. So today's topic is freedom movement. Here, freedom movement. Why this freedom movement started? Reason for this children, exploitative policies of British. They given rise for the budding of the nationalism. Means they gave rise for the growth of nationalism. Then new English educated class understood the real motives of the British administration. What is the intention of the British? That one English educated people came to know. Then tribal people, farmers and other class people who are exploited by the British, they were just waiting for the one street for uprising the revolt against the British. They want one cause to revolt against the British because already they are suffering from the British policies. These classes, farmers, then the tribal people, backward people, that one. So these are the things because of which the national freedom movement started. In that, first one we are learning about the growth of nationalism. Growth of nationalism. Then what is nationalism? Nationalism means germination of feeling we are one. We are one. That feeling is only called as the nationalism. If we are thinking we are all Indian, that is called oneness. In that oneness only unity is there, power is there, strength is there. That should be there in everyone's mind. We all are one. Even though we belong to many different castes, religion different, language different, food habit different. Even though if we are having a feeling of we are one, that will be the strength. That will be the power. So, growth of that nationalism was most essential in India during the British freedom struggle. So, that was the one of the main requirement in India. Then, the English educated people, they realized the policies, their British intention of their administration and all. Because of that one, nationalism started. Then one more reason for the growth of nationalism is failure of the 1857 struggle. Already we learned that many causes were there. Every field there is a cause to revolt against the British. In the economic field, political field, military, administration, even social, religious reasons were also there for the 1857 revolt, and it is spread throughout India. All the classes of the society, farmers, common people, everyone revolted against the British, even though it is failed. Why means two reasons. One is there is no strong one leader. If any work is there, any teamwork is there, there should be one leader. Only one leader, one command you have to listen. Then only it is called organized team, organized revolt or against or anything you can say. There should be one leader. That leader were not there. Already we know that many leaders were there. According to their province, according to their kingdom. In Karnataka only many leaders were there. Like that it was. It is not having any single leader. That is the first reason for the failure of 1857 war. Second one is, it is not organized. However their anger is going on, according to that they revolted. Someone burned the police jeep, someone British jeep, someone burned the Europeans only, someone attacked their house. Like that, according to their anger they acted. There is no organization. How to do it? There is no planning of that revolt. These are the two reasons. Because of that one, the 1857 war failed. That failure also learned the lesson to the Indians. Now people learned how to organize, how to revolt against the British, what were the limitations or drawbacks in the 1857 that they learned now how to organize it. Because of all this one, there was a growth of nationalism. Many factors were there for the growth of nationalism, children. They are categorized in a certain ways. How the nationalism started among the Indians, that were already wrote on the board. First one is introduction of Western education and modern science. This is the first point because of which that the nationalism started. Yes, English educated Indians, they understood the national political tendencies. What the national political tendencies were there, that one the English educated people they better understood. And the concept like liberty, equality, fraternity, they all motivated the development of the nationalism. Liberty, freedom. When they started educating in English, they came to know many things. Liberty is also one of them. Freedom. Freedom, we need some freedom, children. Right to speech, right against the exploitation, right, freedom of religion. All this freedom is there means we are having a comfortable life. That one people came to know that. Equality. If you are treating all the citizens in the country equally means many problems will be not there. Many problems will be solved out. So they came to know the importance of equality. Fraternity, brotherhood. Fraternity means universal brotherhood. If in the society we are thinking we all are brothers and sisters, society will be pure and clean. That all these concepts they understood. Then while giving the English education, British thought that already we know this matter, children. Why they started English school, English education in India means because they want some people to work in their office at the lower level at the less salary. If they are bringing the people from the Europe means they have to pay very heavy salary for them. So they started giving English education to Indians to take the Indian people only to work in their office for the lower salary. That was the intention. And what they thought when they learn in our culture, in our language, English education they are taking means they support English only, they support British only. In that calculation, British started the English education. But it was, they disappointed because English educated people become more patriotic one. Nationalism was more in the English educated people. They came to know about the country's condition. They become more patriotic. So they deprived from that calculation what they thought Indians are, the English educated Indians are supporting them. That was failed. Nationalism developed. Then second point is uniform administrative system. English what they made? Uniform education system, administrative system. What their law they are making, it is for everyone. They are not making any difference in the classes of the society. When all are under one law, people they started thinking that we all are Indians, we all are one. Because of this uniform system of administration also, nationalism, the feeling of we all are one started in the minds of Indians. Then, so all together they united to oppose the policies which are annoying to them, which are not comfortable to them. When they got the feeling of oneness, they united and started opposing the administrative policies which are not comfortable to them. In this way also nationalism started growing. Third point is economic exploitation. Many policies they made, children. In that our cottage industries and all failed. Many people become sourceless. All this reason you know that one. Yes, British policies only responsible for the trade, agriculture and industrial backwardness in India. Everywhere people were suffering. mainly agriculture children, because they are forced to grow the commercial crops. People started facing the food problem and heavy tax they are collecting. Because of that heavy burden, many people started selling their small land. So now land become a commodity to purchase and sell. Usually in Hindu people, what we are thinking children, it is a mother goddess, Bhumi Tai, we are calling for the land. So that one buying and selling first time started, that also because of British. Otherwise, what is the tradition of India? What father is having the land now, that is going to the next generation. Like that, as a property, it is going to generation. But when British started taking the heavy taxes on the land, poor farmers started selling their land, because land is there means the deck of paying the heavy tax will be there. So they started selling the land. So it became like a commodity. Commodity means like a goods it is. Then how they bring the wealth of India to the England, that one, Dadabhai Nauroji, he said that British were looting the wealth of India through the drain of wealth policy. Drain of wealth policy, they are looting the India. So what they made children, they made the exporter of raw materials. We have to export our raw materials at a cheap rate, and we have to purchase the finished goods. Importer of raw materials at a higher rate, we have to purchase the finished goods. So while when they are giving the money, they are giving very less. When we are giving, we have to give heavy amount. So in this way, all our wealth went to the England. Drain of wealth policy it is called. That one Dadabhai Nauroji said. Followed children. Third point. Next one is realization of heritage. We Indians only don't know our heritage. Always these Europeans were condemning us. They are criticizing us. We don't only know what is our tradition, what is our culture, how rich it is, how ancient how ancient time it is. That value of our heritage only we don't know. But this credit also goes to the British only. Many British writers, scholars, like Sir William Jones, Max Muller, these one they converted the translated the Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to English. Rig Veda translated from Sanskrit to English. So it became very, now many English educated Indians were there. Sanskrit was restricted only to Brahmin cities. So only few members know about the Rig Veda, Bhagavad Gita and all. When it is translated to English, now many English educated Indians, they started reading all these mythology books. Then they wrote about the history of India and all, Indian history they wrote, Indian culture they wrote. So because of this one, many Indians, when they started reading all these books, they came to know the richness, value of our culture and heritage. They came to know how it is rich, and it is nowhere inferior like a Roman or a Greek civilization. Our civilization, our culture is also rich like a Greek and Rome. Followed children? Yes. So when we came to know the importance of our tradition and the heritage, automatically the belongingness towards the country will come, attachment will come. That only called nationalism. Followed children? Yes. Next comes social and religious movements. Many movements started. Already we learned that one children. Social and religious movement. Rajaram Mohan Rai, Dayanand Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda. These people started giving awareness to the people what social evils are there, and through English education only how they will get the knowledge, how they can improve the society and their life also. So in this regard, they started working in the society. That religious and social movements also responsible for the growth of nationalism. How it is? See, Rajaram Mohan Rai was the first social reformer in India. Then Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda, they all advised about the importance of education. They advised the English education only, because English education only commonly it is open for everyone. Sanskrit and all it is restricted to the Brahmins. English education is for everyone. So they advised that one. Then Swami Dayananda Saraswati, through the Arya Samaja, he developed the ideology of Swarajya and Swadeshi. Swarajya means own country. Swadeshi means what the things produced in our country, Indian made. He gave an advice of he given the importance of Swarajya and Swadeshi. People came to know about their own country and the things produced in the own country. That one he made. And Swami Vivekananda, he given the advice to the people, to the stagnant society, given one call. Awake, arise, go until you reach the goal. Because stagnant society, he said, stagnant means why he also means, see, people from the long time they were ruling us. They are making the policies according to their will and wish they are doing the administration. For their convenience they are making the policies. We are not ready to organize. We are not ready to raise the voice against them. So he called awake. Awake means get up. From get up means what? Taking the awareness about the society, what is going on, what is their policies, how they are exploiting, how to revolt against them. All this only awareness only. Awake, he said. And until you reach the goal, don't stop, he said. Until you reach the goal, you go on working, work hard, put the efforts. He given the advice to the society. These all are the perspective for the growth of the nationalism. Alright, children? Yes, inspiration of the first war of Indian independence. 6th point. See, children, when it is failed, it enabled the Indians to understand that we must politically organize. Politically, we are organized means we can revolt against the British. That one came to know to the Indians. Then, in the 1857 revolt, many martyrs were there, fearless crusaders like Mangal Pandey, Lakshmi Bai, like many were there, children who were sacrificed their life in the 1857 revolt. These are all inspiration for the other Indians. It becomes the inspiration for the next generation. How to sacrifice our life for the freedom of motherland. That inspiration also got. So it developed the nationalism among the young generation. Next comes last one, racial discrimination. Yes, British believed that they only supreme. People, Indian are uncivilized people, backward people. Like that they used to criticize us. Uncivilized they used to call us. So all the higher posts were they are taken by the British only. You know that one. So what when all higher places posts are for the British and there is no promotion to the Indians, always they have to work in the lower category only, means the people who are working in the British, somewhat it was annoying to them. There is no facility, means what motivation they will get to work. So all together they raised the voice against the British, because higher officers only the British. All the lower category work are done by the Indians. Indians majority was there. All together they raised the voice against the British, that even they also want the facilities, even they also want the promotions, they also want to the higher post. Like that they raised the voice against the British. So when they are all together raising the voice, nationalism developed among them. Got it? Yes. These are all the factors through which the growth of nationalism started. When the growth of nationalism, patriotism all started, children, political parties also started. Indian National Congress party came into existence. Next is, first I hope you understood all the 7 points because of which the nationalism was developed among the Indians. Most important character what Indians needed that time, that one was developed. Alright, children. Yes, growth of nationalism only enough for today children. And homework for today's class. Two question exercise one. What is nationalism? Germination of feeling, we all are one. That is called nationalism. That is right. Then mention the factors which influence the nationalism. 7 more points I wrote on the board. That one point was you have to write. Yes, enough for today. National Congress Party, how it established, who established, that one I will take in the next class. Okay, thank you.